Hi everyone, I'm Gabrielle and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about 5 times you should pay over asking price. The reason I'm making this video is that I know how frustrating it can be to be in a fast-paced seller's market as a buyer and miss out on your dream home bid after bid after bid, wondering if you're overpaying by paying above the list price. It's really frustrating and sometimes can be a big unknown. So I'm making this video to help provide some clarity as to when that's okay. The first reason you should consider paying above asking price is when you're in a seller's market. A sure sign that you'll know you're in a seller's market is if you're seeing homes sell in less than 2 weeks on the market, and oftentimes even in the first weekend. To better prepare for this up front, I'd suggest talking to your real estate agent and asking them, what are average days on market in the neighborhoods I'm looking at, and what are homes selling for compared to their asking price? If homes are selling in less than 2 weeks and on average 100% or more of the original asking price, that's a clear sign that you're likely going to have to pay at least the list price in order to obtain the house. The second time to consider paying above asking price is if the home is severely underpriced. This is a common strategy that sellers will use to generate a bidding war and drive the price up above the market value. This doesn't mean that you have to be an expert in pricing houses. Your real estate agent should be the one that's providing you with the data to let you know if a home is underpriced. One of the most important reasons to know upfront if a home is underpriced is so that if you do get into a bidding war and you do have to pay above asking price, you'll know how much more you're overpaying, or perhaps you're not overpaying depending on how underpriced the home is. So just good to be clear on that up front, because if you have to sell your home in 5 years, you want to know how much you overpaid up front and how that plays into your sale in the future. The third time you may pay over asking is if you're up against all cash buyers. I often get questions from buyers as to why sellers would prefer to work with a cash offer versus another set of buyers who might have a 20+% down payment. With loans, there isn't 100% guarantee that a lender is going to commit to lending that money. So it just gives sellers a bit of worry around the financials as to whether that loan will go through. Versus with cash, a seller knows that the funds are there and it's not dependent on a bank lending those funds. However, if you are in a situation where you're up against a cash buyer, it might make sense to offer more than the cash offer to entice sellers to want to work with your offer. The fourth reason you might want to pay above asking price is if the neighborhood pricing trends are going upwards. I can't tell you how many buyers I've had buy in a neighborhood that has a lot of planned development, or the property values have been going up for the past 10 years. And so their plan is to hold on to it for at least another 2 to 5 years. And so paying a little bit more than asking price up front financially might make sense to them. I'd suggest as a buyer, do some research on that neighborhood, try learning if there's any new planned developments in the near future, and also ask your real estate agent for pricing trends in the past 10 years. They should be able to provide this to you. And with all of this data, you'll be able to make the right decision if it makes sense for you to pay above asking price in this situation. The fifth and final reason you might pay above the asking price is if you love the home and just can't risk losing it. It's super tough to not let emotions get the best of you in this process, and sometimes you just know it feels so right in that house and you can't picture living without it. So sometimes it might make sense to pay above asking just to be in the house of your dreams. That's all I've got. Thank you again. Don't forget to like and subscribe to tune in to next week's content.